everybody. I hope you are doing well, and I hope I'm giving you a little sneak preview of my desk and all the fun things that we are going to be doing today, which I'm really excited about. We have Angel behind the badge, so huge shout out to Angel. I hope you are doing well. And hi, Shiomara. I hope you are well. And I have to say, it's kind of been a little dark day, but this knowing that I have this live today, knowing that I'm going to be here crafting with you guys has really picked up my spirit. So let me know how you're doing. How has your day been? Is this a little bit of crafty time for you? Are you kind of getting out some stuff? Are you getting home from work? How are you doing? So how is your Thursday going? Let me know in the chat. It's so nice to see you. Hi, Patricia. And hi, Sue. I hope you are doing well. As you can see, Angel is behind the badge, and she let you know that if you share this live while we're live, you will be entered to win a $15 gift card to Altenew, and Angel will be posting the winner at the end of our show today, which is in about an hour. So I am talking tags, and I know we're getting into holiday season, and we are it's going to be a lot of gifts and everything. And so I wanted to kind of break out of just using a tag as a tag and kind of show you some different ways to do that using some of the new products. And I know we have free shipping today, I believe. So I just kind of I always check on exactly what the deals are, because always a lot of deals. And so there's some free shipping. No, it's not a bad day, Sue. It's more of just like it's like raining. This is like a cup of hot cocoa day. This is the day that you want to like go in and you want to like, just kind of bundle up and watch a little bit of trash TV. This is that kind of a day. Hey, Tina. And Shiomara, you got to tell me what you're cooking. I bet you it is so super good. And hey, Tracy, I hope you are doing well. And Nancy, I'm having a little bit of a San Francisco day because it's very, very overcast today. We even had hail today, which is kind of interesting. All right, so we're going to talk tags. Let me know about tags because we have a lot of holidays coming up. And so I know you guys need to build up that tag stash. So I'm going to show you kind of 3 different ways to kind of play around with and do tags a little bit differently. And maybe you saw a sneak peek of my desk, and that's where we're heading to now. All right, so you can see we're playing around with some fun stuff, right, Sue? I love tags too. And hi, Wendy from Canada. I hope you are doing well. And yes, exactly, Tracy. This is a New England autumn rainy day. Kind of, let's just say that my spirits definitely perked up when I knew that I was going to be hanging around with you guys. Hi, Deb from outside Atlanta. Hi, Tina. Yeah, I know. And so, Tina, what I'm doing today is I'm just kind of saying, hey, you know what? I have a lot of die cuts. What the heck do I do with these? Hey, you know what? I can put these into tags. So this is a little tag. And I didn't even have to put a hole through this because the O is already there. And we're going to talk about this set. This is the Joy set. I love this. This came out in October, and it's absolutely adorable. There's a little bit of foiling on there. You can kind of see that shine. And that is a tag. And I can use the back to write a message or just put this on to a gift. How cute is that? Just when you wrap up your bow, you can just add this in, and it's just this little bit of extra thing. Oh my gosh, Tracy, 46 tags. All right, I'm glad that I'm kind of sharing the tag love here. And Wendy, that's great about tags, aren't they? They're so I agree with you on that, Wendy. You can use up those bits. So if you have those backgrounds where you're like, oh, I don't know, what do I do with this? It's kind of good, but I'm not sure what. You can cut it up. You grab some of those die cuts, and we can make some tags. And Sue, this is an opportunity to go ahead and check that out. So, Shiomara, that sounds good. Hey, Cece, I hope you're doing it from Sweden. And Tracy, yes, this is awesome. And hi, Miss Tamp, thank you so much for sharing this. And you too can be like Miss Tamp, and you can be in the running to win a gift card from Altenew. So, hey, Jennifer. So I'm going to show you this today. I'm going to do a couple of different things and hopefully get some ideas out about those tags. And so this is the Winter Skate die set. It's really, really cute. And so all I did was just put a little hole in it, and I made a tag. And I put a little bit of, I put an extra layer of white paper on the back. And that's so I can, if I needed to write a message on this, but we're going to use this in a little bit of a different way. So I'm actually going to start out with the Joy. So let me show you this set because it's absolutely adorable. So this comes with a hot foil plate, which is actually in my hot foil machine right now. And this comes with 2 dies. And the dies are both this line layer and also a shadow die. And if you use the hot foil plate, you can cut it out using the shadow die. So that's pretty good. Oh, thanks, Tracy, for sharing this. And Shumara made a box. Yeah. Oh, that's so great, Sue, that you got your subscription set in the mail. That's so exciting that those are coming up. So I can sense, Sue, that you have a lot of fun in your afternoon coming up, right? So I hope that this inspires you a little bit too. So let me know, tags. Are you kind of a tag person? Is it like, are you last minute with the tags? Kind of like what those things are. This is a stencil set that goes with this Joy set, and it's really cute. So it does an outline. It does like the big letters, and then you can add in a little bit of detail with these little candy stripes, which I think are really cute too. So we are going to start out. Now, I have to tell you, and I have to make a confession. There's a little bit of confessional time right now. Is I already hot foiled this. And the reason why I did that is because anytime that I feel like anybody tries to hot foil on live streaming, it will not hot foil. So I didn't want you to do that because we're talking about tags and not hot foiling today. And so I hot foiled this already. So I used the Altenew foil, which by the way, I have found to be the best foil. I love it. It comes out so nice and clean. It's just, it never skips a beat. It always works great for me. And so you can see that gorgeous shine. And this is pretty this way. And you can imagine this even on colored cardstock would look gorgeous. Like if you put this on red, or you put this on blue, or you put this on to some green, that foil would just come out and just really, really shine. Now, I also die cut already a backing. So this is out of 110 cardstock. And so I'm just going to glue these together, and that's going to be my tag. So I'm just going to add some piece through this. But I want to show you how this works so we can get to look like this. Oh, that's a great idea, Sue. Yeah, to use these, and you can put these on cards. So this is kind of can be that element on your card. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be something that is, just a tag. You can do a lot with this. And you can do a lot with these. So, but Cece, this might, as you saw Tracy's comment, or maybe you can't, but she has, I turned her into a tag fiend. So she is really excited about using tags. This is not the one I want. She's really excited because I taught a little class, and I love making tags because I am all about kind of using up those little pieces that I have. Everything that I already have, I like to use them. And so I just kind of get it done and move it, and it's good to go. All right, so I'm just kind of taping this down to my, hey, Ann, I hope you're doing well. And Sue, thank you so much for sharing. You too can be like Sue and be in the running to win a gift card to Altenew. And just let us know that you've shared this live while we're live, and you can be in that running. So, oh, so excited that you're here. Thanks, Taylor. I hope you, thank you for coming in, and I hope this inspires you today a little bit. All right, I'm just grabbing a couple of different colors, and this would be really awesome with using, ooh, I think I'm going to grab this jade, using like some non-traditional colors. So I just kind of pulled a couple of colors. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to actually start out with the J and the Y. And what I'm going to do with these is I am going to use a light pink. So I'm actually going to start out with this dusty pink. And I might bump this on up to coral red. And before I do this, because you all know that you saw how dirty my little guy was, so I'm just going to make sure this is the color I want. And I think that's the color I want. All right. Oh, hi, Lorna. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. So we are talking about tags today, and we are making tags. So I like to just kind of take some die cuts and things that you might be like, oh, that could be a tag, and I'm going to turn it into a tag. And that's what my goal is right now, is just to take these and just go ahead and turn these into tags. And I should get my stamp wheel to do this, but I have already committed. So I'm committed to this. And you can see that purple tape just does a really nice job of making sure that everything's down. Now, this gets a little bit tricky because I have this O here, and I want to make sure that this O, so this, just to kind of give you some reference point, This Y goes into the O, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. So that's okay. I don't need to cover anything up or anything at all. So I'm going to, when you come over here, it will make sense when we get to that O. So I'm going to do these both as this kind of red pink, and this is dusty pink, and you can see it's going to give it a nice red kind of a base. So when I put in my red, which is going to be cherry sweet, it's coming in just momentarily, this nice, beautiful dark red, I'm going to be able to see this nice light color behind it. And I kind of am looking for that tone on tone look. That's what I want. All right, so now I'm going to grab that. So you can see, besides the cat hair, I already have my colors in there. So now I'm going to bring in my O. And you can see that the O goes up into the J. And I'm going to go ahead and put that tape down. And I'm just going to grab one more piece of tape. Hey, Jane, I hope you are doing. Yes, it's a lot of space to play. This definitely is a good one. So, all right. So I'm going to start in with a little bit of green. Again, I'm going to test this because I am one that I am terrible about cleaning off my brushes. I kind of just go with it, and whatever's on there is on there. And sometimes I make new colors because, you know, why not? All right, so I'm going to go in with a lighter color. And in fact, I'm going to grab this Volcano Lake. Oh, wow, that is juicy. Oh, wow. I'm so glad that you are here, Brenna. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you were able to catch us and that you're here. All right, so I'm just coming in right now, and I'm going a little bit light-handed, and you notice that I'm using the small blending tools, and I'm doing that because I want to make sure this is lightish. So I'm kind of going for that light look. And let me just grab a little bit more tape just to bring this down. So I'm tapping that off just because my ink pad is very, very juicy over here. There we go. All right, so that's beautiful. And this is Volcano Lake. It's a really, really pretty color. All right, so now that's my base. So I have that Joy, and we have the red and the green and the, well, red and green. Thanks, Wendy. I appreciate that color philosophy. That's exactly, I like that. I'm going to start using that term because I think that that is exactly what I'm doing here. All right, so now I'm going to come in with the stripes. So the stripes get a little bit crazy. Let me actually take just a little bit of tape. I'm just going to put this under here because this seems to be moving around on me a little too much. All right, I'm just going to tape that to my desk. So we're good right there. So I'm going to come in with these. Now I have a little bit, you're going to see that there's going to be overlap in just a second. And I'm just going to use some tape just to kind of make sure that everything stays where it needs to stay. And I don't overlap my colors and get my colors where I don't want them to go. All right, so I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come in with a darker color. And so what's going to happen is where the stripes are, that is going to be where my color is, and anything that's light color is going to stay. And you can see I have a little problem because I have a little overlapping that is going to happen. So I'm going to do my best to just take off and kind of use as much tape as possible here in order to get that off. Okay. All right. And we have Angel is behind the badge today, and she would love to give somebody a gift card. So try to be that person and go ahead and share this live while we're live and let us know where you have shared it to. And she will be announcing that winner at the end of our show. All right, let's actually do, let me do this O first, because I just realized what I taped up that Y. All right, so there we go. And I'm just going to get a little bit more on that Y, because I tend to go crazy with all of this stuff. All right, so I'm going to come in, and I have Lagoon, but I really want to use this Forest Fern. This is nice and dark green. Again, my green is a little, I'm just kind of over here on the side, just kind of taking off what I can. And here I am. Now I'm going to come right over that top. And hopefully my taping worked. And I'm getting my green where I need to get my green. And let me know in the comments, are you ready? Do you feel ready for this gift season that's coming up? Do you have a lot of tags in your stash? Or are tags kind of like the last thing you think about and you kind of focus on some other things? So I love making tags. It's fun. It's like when I don't necessarily have time or I have like extra pieces, I kind of grab those tags and I just go for it. Say, okay, extra pieces, a little bit of extra time. Also, when I'm feeling like I lost like a little bit of crafty mojo, I'll make tags because they are really easy to do. They're smaller, so I don't have to worry about them as much. And I make those tags. Oh, thank you so much for sharing this, Wendy. All right, so I'm just going to cover up where my O is now. So you can see, again, I'm doing a little bit of creative masking. And this satin masking tape is just really fabulous for this kind of a thing. So I'm going to, just realized, I'm going to wipe that off right now because I think I have too much ink here. So my tape is not sticking. Okay, so that should be better. There we go. A little bit better. And you can also come in with a detail brush. That would also work here. I just, I tend to be a little heavy-handed with things. And so I'm much better doing my best to make sure that stuff does not go where it wants to by taking just a little bit of an extra time and taping as much as I can. So I'm kind of taping this within an inch of its life. Okay, there we go. We are taped. We are taped. Yes, gifts only for cards. Yeah, I know. I like to add in the, I like to add tags in. I think it's fun. It's really pretty. All right, so I'm coming in with Cherry Sweet, and I just checked. My coloring looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and add that right on. And again, think about some alternative holiday colors. Like if this was in pink and teal, I think that would be really, really pretty. And I'm just going to go right in this corner. And I am going to just take a moment because that corner is not working for me. And I'm going to grab my mini blending tool. And the mini blending tool is great because I can go ahead and just tap that right on the edge and then just really, really get in those nooks and crannies in those corners. And where I couldn't before because my brush was a little bit too fat, I can get this right in where I want to put that ink. And I'm just going to grab that extra ink that's on the outside and just push it into my stencil. Okay, so I think we got it. So this is just Cherry Sweet. I used Forest Fern, and then I had Dusty Pink and Volcano Lake, I think I had. All right, so this is our moment of truth. I'm going to peel this off. And there we go. So cute. These up here are just, you can add this in if you want to put these in. If you wanted to make that the O, you can actually use it this way. And that's what these other extra pieces are. So because I didn't and I had them as part of the Y, I didn't need those two. But you can see a little bit of taping does you good. I did pretty good here. All right, so let's take that off the back. So there's my little Joy. How cute is he? So cute. So cute. All right, so now I have that second Joy. So this is cut out of cardstock that's a little bit thicker. And I can use the back if I want to write on anything, or I can just, you know, just keep it white if I want to. Excuse me, if I want to do that too. So I'm just going to grab some glue, and I'm just going to glue these together, and then I'm going to grab some thread. Altenew has an absolute, I think I use it, I think I'm on my second set of thread, which I'm like, I never thought that I was ever going to ever purchase a second piece of like this second set of thread. I'm like, how often am I using thread? Oh my gosh, I use it all the time. I use it for card embellishments. I use it for things like this for tags. anything that I want to hang up, I'm going to go ahead and use that. All right, so sorry about that. I had some little glue problems, fixing my glue problems, possibly. I think it is time for a new glue. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to add this right on and just make sure that fits smack dab right on there. Beautiful. Okay, so now let me show you the thread set. Thread set is great. Like I said, oh, that's so nice, Tina. I know, I was thinking about that, Tracy. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I actually going to be heat embossing anything today? And I decided that I am not heat embossing anything. Or I might. There might be one thing. So, oh, that's a great idea, Wendy, for junk journals. Yes, that's what I do. I have an entire like bin of tags. And my bin of tags, I have them as like just in case, because I'm always the last minute to do anything. And so I just have them ready to go. So this is it's called the metallic thread set, and it comes with 3 spools of thread, and it's absolutely fabulous. So you have this really, really bright one called Enchanted Gold, which is the one I'm going to use today. And then you have this really soft one called Antique Gold. And then this is called Lilac, but it's actually silvery. If you can see that, it's like a silvery purple. And so I use all of these. This is actually my second set of thread, believe it or not. And so I'm going to grab some, and you can see already how far, like I don't use the lilac as much, but you can see my Enchanted Gold is, I might need to get another set here because I use it a lot. All right, so when I do this, I'm going to grab my little tiny scissors. These scissors are great. I just started using these, but I love them. And I'm just going to get a bunch of threads. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I just take my thread, and everybody does this a different way. So feel free, you do you, I do me. I am not the best knot tire. I did not get to that point in Girl Scouts where we were doing knots. I don't even know if Girl Scouts does knots, but I let's just face it, I just kind of fudge it. That's what I do. So that's what I do. So I just fudge it. All right, so all I did was I just folded that in half, and I'm going to fold it in half again. And all that's doing is just giving me a lot of bulk. So this looks like I have more than I do, but all I'm doing is just doubling it up on itself. So I'm just going to take this. Now I could make a hole here, and I could put this through the hole, but I'm just going to use the O. And I'm just going to thread that right through, fold that in half again. My little hair mops are all over the place here. And all I'm going to do is just make a knot. So I'm just going to take these 2 ends, push them all together, and do my best to wind this around my pinky and just roll it through. And again, you do you all have your way, and you make your knot your way, and I will make my knot my way. And that way it looks a little bit loose, but I like this look where you can have all the little pieces up there. And that's my little guy. If you don't like the loops, and if you want more hairs, you can actually just cut the loops. And then this way you have all these little hairs kind of sticking up that way. And that's our Joy. And he's cute. He would go great on anything at all. And it's just really, really cute. Hey, Avril, I hope you are doing well. I am not using ink sprays today, Avril, so you are safe. Just want to let you know that. All right, so next one, what I wanted to do, because this is just a die cut, it's just together, that's exciting, is I wanted to actually do some layered tags. So kind of like, you know how you have seen those layered necklaces? This is layered tags. So I have some different tag sets, and I'm going to layer them up. So the first one we're going to make is actually the winter skate. And this is really, really adorable. It is, this set came from an October release, and let me just show you what it is. So it comes with this background for the skate, and then you have the top of the skate, the bottom of the skate, and then you have this way, you have all these little things that you can use in order to decorate the skate, and you can use them if you want to, or you don't have to use them either. And I just thought these would be so cute, like even for boys and girls, you could have a little blue one or a little pink one, or yellow, or whatever you want, and you could just use them in some different ways. So I just thought that this was really cute, and just made a little cute tag. And I backed this with an extra white piece, so that way I could have it. This is a wonderful way to use some of the pattern or of the cardstock. So I'm going to pull some of that out right now, so that way we can do this. I'm going to use some non-traditional Christmas colors, and let me get those colors out right now. So I have a lot of this, so bear with me here as I pull it. So this is how I keep my gradient cardstock. And I just have these little bins, and I have my little gradient cardstock in here. And I'm actually going to grab some of this. And this is from, it's right here. This is from the Seashore Gradient Cardstock set. So it's really, really cute. But I'm going to use this color. And you can see that there is a dark, and then there's also a light. So you kind of have to use this as the way to see it. So I got this, and oh, I just realized I'm copying this. I didn't mean to do that, everybody. So sorry. I'm copying this. I didn't mean to. I just really was trying to use some other colors. All right, I'm gonna go with this on top, and then this is on the back side. And it looks like I have a piece here that my skate will fit. So I'm gonna use up that right now. And then when we get to these other parts, we'll use those. Now, the little skate part here, I don't really have the right color. So I'm actually going to cut this out of white, and I'm going to use some ink in order to get that to be the color that I want to get to. All right. So I'm going to pull in my mini blossom, because we're talking about die cutting today. And how can you talk about die cutting without talking about the mini blossom, the best little die cutter there is? All right, so I'm going, and this is why the gradient cardstocks are absolutely fabulous, because they fit right onto the mini blossom plates. And that's why I love them, because I don't have to cut the paper down. I have an idea and I just want to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut those. All right, so this is going to be my little boot. So let me roll this in. And I'm actually going to cut 2 of these, because I'm going to make 2 right now. All right. Because I have an idea for the other guy in just a moment. Yes, it's on the packaging, so we can copy it. That is true, Tracy. That is inspiration right there on the packaging. And it is right there ready to go for you. All right. I'm actually going to grab, I think I want to grab some pink. And for my other boot. We're going to do 2 boots today. All right. So let's use the cherry blossom. And I want to grab this pink. We're going to have a nice bright pink one too. All right, that's that piece. And I'm going to grab this one. All right, so again, I'm doing kind of 2 boots at a time. This will make sense in a moment, but I'm going to do everything for the boot as we go along. All right. And I have to say, I love using the packaging for inspiration, especially if I'm like, oh, I'm not really so sure what I want to do. It just gives an idea for that. Okay, so that's them. And now I'm going to use this guy, but I want to use the full boot. So I hope this fits. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. I love it when it comes together and you're like, oh, this is great, because then I can use up this little extra piece. And this boot is going to be, so this is the full boot. It's getting the full boot right now. And I'm just going to roll this through. If I had all these kind of cut out, then I could run these through all at one time. But as you can see, I'm using the pieces of paper the way I have them. Okay, so that's going to go with that guy. And I'm going to do this on an even darker cardstock of pink. Here. That's 2 pink. All right, I'm going to go here with this guy. All right, so this is just my little background pieces. And then once I have these in, then we're going to cut out all the fun stuff. But I'm going to show you how I'm putting these together. The skate bottom part, I'm going to be using some gray ink once I cut that out of the way. Okay, so those are my 2 pieces. So let me show you how these go together with that. All right. So this is our background, and this just going to go right on top of it. So I'm just going to grab my glue and just double check that I'm on the right side of it. And I'm just going to put this right on. Now, for this boot, what I'm doing is I'm kind of using the toe in order to figure out where everything goes and just to kind of give you a reference point. So this top is not going to abut the top, but I'm going to use the toe to make sure that I have everything totally right and smack dab on. And there we go. So that's going to go right on there. And that's just going to give a little bit of extra color. So you can kind of see where the laces are, and you can also see inside of the boot. And that's where that one goes. Now I'm going to take my white. So this is going to be my reinforcement. And I'm going to put this right on top. And that gives me a little bit of a nice white backing. So that way, if I want to add on to this, if I want to put a note in, or if I want to do anything like that, I can go ahead and put those on. All right, so now I'm just going to add that right on. And this is also going to reinforce it. I always like to use some really, really strong, whatever I have around, strong, sturdy cardstock for when I'm doing tags, because I know they're going to be kind of out by themselves, not protected by anything. And so I'm going to do that. But that gives me a nice white background, so I can, nice and sturdy, it feels good. And that's going to give me a good background. All right, so now that we have our boots and our skates are all set, I am going to grab the other thing. So this is the little skate part. So I'm going to grab that. And then this section and this section and this section all go along with the boots themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and start to do these. So I want my laces to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to put those onto here. And I actually want this part, so my laces. So I'm going to put those on there. And I'm actually going to grab a very dark color for those other two. So let me get my laces done. And then we will do the other thing. I do need a second plate. Okay. Oh my gosh, right, Wendy? Wendy, this is a game changer. I have, when I got the Mini Blossom, I then had to buy all the paper, because why not, right? It's like, I don't have to sit there and cut it. It's all done. It's all done for me. And so if I have an idea, I can just pick it up and go. I don't have to, think about it. It's all done. Like, I will just say, I'm using some white cardstock here. In fact, I think I'm going to use my one left over from my Joy over here. And now this is not, this is 3 inches wide. This is not 3 inches wide. So now I got to cut this, right? Not a big deal, but like I said, it's just kind of, it would be nice if it was all done and I could just grab it and go. All right, so I'm putting this guy right in. And this is my skate. So I'm going to put this right on here. And I know it looks white because you're like, you're white. This is white. Yes, it is. But we're going to make that gray. So we're gonna get there with that. All right, so that's my skate. All done. All right, now these two parts make up this little bottom part of the boot, and I want that to be like dark. So I'm gonna go into my little guys here, and I am looking for like really super, super dark, and I think this is the darkest color. Yes, it is. All right, so we're going to, all right, I have an idea. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out of this color, but I'm going to turn it to be darker. And this will make sense in a moment when we get there. All right, so we're just kind of putting this boot together. And I agree, Tracy, and that's why I have that in the wings. Tracy, you're reading my mind. Glitter cardstock is coming my way, or coming your way. And we're going to be kind of playing around with that in a second. All right, so this are the boots. All right, so now I'm going to take a minute and I'm just going to start to assemble stuff. I have like a little magnetic thing that when I have loose dies, I just stick these on because I will lose dies and things will go awry, and that makes me a little upset. So we'll get there. All right, so now I'm going to put this together, but I need this to be gray. So I'm going to grab some Rock Collection ink, and I am going to grab a blending tool, and I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. And I'm just going to take this, stick it onto my cardstock, and then I am going to ink it up. There we go. All right, so I want this to be dark, so I'm going in with some industrial diamond. I still want it to be gray, but so if I went in with the darkest color here, which is pure graphite, it would pretty much be black, but I still want this to be gray. So I'm going to add in as much of this as possible. And this is nice because of the fact that I can turn this into any color that I want to. And again, we're talking tags today. So I'm taking just some die cuts. This is the Joy set. And then I used the Joy set earlier, and this is the Winter Skate die set. And I'm turning them into tags. And I would use these tags on gifts, or I would take these tags and put them onto cards, use them, just as themselves. And this one we're going to do as a layered tag. So I'm going to show you what that looks like when we get there. All right, so there we go. Really, really simple. There's my skate. So I'm going to put this on the bottom here. So this is just going to go right on there. So I'm going to glue that onto now. And there's these little sections, and here's my kind of base one. There's these little sections here, and I'm going to do that one next. So I'm just going to grab this, just put some glue on. And if you're never sure, feel free, you can use dry adhesive, and that way you can kind of take it off. But I want to make sure this gets stuck on here. Oh yeah, that's true. Give a box of them as a gift. These are great ideas, guys. I like that idea. Tina, they would be cute as ornaments. And you can put, like I said, because I'm using and just added another piece of white on the back, I can add in a date or a little sentiment or something that I would want those people to know. All right, so this is the little parts that are going to go underneath my skate. And I want them to be a little bit darker than the boot. So I'm going to grab that industrial diamond, and I'm going to go ahead and just get these to be just a little bit darker. So I can still see the teal coming through, but now I have a darker teal. Okay, this little fiddly one. And that's how I can get it to be just a little bit of a different color. It makes sense because it's kind of dirty under that skate. So it's a little bit different. Okay, so now we're going to glue these little guys on. And this one goes right here. And it's a little tricky. You can see that there's a section that's kind of goes up, and there's a section that's a little bit on the flat. And so I'm actually going to turn it so the section that goes up is right here. And you can kind of see it when you put it in, that flat goes on the bottom. And I just want to point out, let me move my hands. Do you see how that's a little bit darker? So just using that little bit of industrial just makes it a little bit darker. All right, this guy is a little bit tricky because he's tiny. So I'm going to grab my tweezers, which are lost, so I'm winging it. They're somewhere on my desk. All right, so I'm just taking this, put a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to put him right here. And so that little section will go right down. And I want to move him. I have to move him sometimes. So the tinier point goes forward. There we go. And I could even make that a little bit darker, but you can see that that is a little bit darker just from using the gray. All right, so now we're going to decorate our boot. So let me move this, and I'm going to start with those laces. So the laces get to be a little bit tricky, and I'm just going to pop these middle guys out. And use my pin. I'm just going to pop these out. So the bow is going to go on the top, and then I have these little two tiny laces. These parts are going to go inside or near the boot part, and that other one is going to, this rectangle part is going to go outside. So I'm going to put them, I don't trust myself using the other thing, so I'm going to put them there. All right, so I'm going to start with the laces, and then that way I can make sure I know where my other two are going to go. So just adding a little bit of glue. And again, if you're nervous, feel free, you can use some dry adhesive, because then you can take it off. And you don't need to put glue on everything, because you're really only going to adhere it at the bottom. So I want this to go right here. And now I'm going to add in my other guys. Okay. And I'm just going to put those right below where I had the other one. And the glue can give me a little bit of time to kind of futz around with it. And that's what makes, I think, this little skate so cute, is you have all these little details. And so that's our little boot. So now our boot is all set, right? So our boot is all set. So now we're going to decorate our boot, and it's up to you what you want to do. So they give you a lot of cool things in here. So there are some leaves, there's some flowers, and the flowers are layered, which I think is really neat. So I'm going to grab all these guys, and I'm going to cut these guys out of glitter cardstock. And there's a new series of glitter cardstock that just came out. And that is, these are all of them. I love them. They're so pretty. So here's this one called Shimmering Shore. Really, really pretty colors. There is one that is all these grays, but there's a sapphire in there. It's a little bit more blue. And then you have this really, really super bright one called Fairy Dust. I love that. And of course, before then, there was this other set, which has a purple, a blue, a red, and an orange. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just all of these. So the shimmering, I'm going to grab from the Fairy Dust, because I really love this green. And I want to use that pink, because I want to keep this kind of like pink and teal. So I'm going to use that for, oh my God, look at these colors. Shut the front door. Gorgeous. Look at this. All right, I knew this one was a little bit darker. How pretty is that? Oh, gorgeous. All right, I'm going to cut that. I want to use that, and I want to use this sparkling peach. Oh, I love it. Okay. So pretty. And it's really just going to kind of like, my camera's like, I can't even handle it right now. My camera like is trying to fix itself from all of the craziness. Okay, so I'm going to cut all the leaves out of this green. And it's neat that they all come together. So there's also these little tiny leaves. And again, that's going to give this nice shimmer. So let me bring in my mini blossom, and I'm just going to cut these right out of there. Yeah, isn't it great with Melanie? Oh my gosh, love the glitter paper. These colors are just, you see them for, especially for spring. I know this is Christmas, or I'm thinking about holidays, but so pretty for spring coming up. All right, so those are those dies. Put those there so I don't lose them. And I'm going to go ahead and take these out. So wait till you see these. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. And that mini blossom just does a fantastic job of cutting and die cutting these. Absolutely wonderful. Look at these little leaves. So cute. Nice shimmer. Really, really pretty. shimmer that I have on these. Okay, and one more little tiny guy. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside, and then I'm just going to take, there's two types. There's this massively large flower, and then there's these tiny flowers. So I'm going to do the tiny flowers out of this. And let me roll that through real quick. I'm going to speed this process up just a tiny little bit. And I'm also going to grab some of this dazzling color. I want to do the other flower out of that. So that one's there. And then I'm actually going to do, so this is the background of one of the flowers, of the big flower. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of this teal that I was using before. Just use that guy. And then these are little centers. And it's really hard to adhere anything onto this cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just grab some extra of that pink that I was using before, actually, and just to make some centers. All right. And this way I can kind of run everything through at the same time. So I'm not running them 4 separate times. So just cut a little piece off and then I can run it all through. Okay, so now we're gonna, I know, right, Nancy? Nancy, I was like, wait, this is too many pieces. You know me and tiny things. But I got to tell you, this is worth it. It's totally worth it. Trust me when I say that. All right, so now we're going to put all of this together. So we're finally at the stage of putting all of this stuff together. And that one I'm going to keep those guys together. And we got this. Okay. So here's my little guy. And now what you're doing is you're like, okay, where do I want to put kind of all of these little flowers, and where do I put all of these things? So I'm going to put this big flower together first. And this little guy just goes right on top of this guy. And if you want to, you can, tilt it if you want to make it a little bit, but I'm going to put it straight on there. And then I have my leaves, and then I have these little guys. So these little tiny flowers, this big one goes on top of here. Let's hope this works. Good. All right. And then these little ones go on top of these guys. Again, it's a little hard to make sure we're getting glitter cardstock, or that we're sticking stuff onto glitter cardstock, but I believe we can do it today. We might need a collective power to say yes, but we can do it. Okay, got it. There we go. And this one right here. And then this is a little teeny guy. So that one goes right on here. All right. And then we got even smaller guys here. All right. I have to say this is harder without tweezers. And I know they're somewhere on my desk, but if anybody can send some tweezer love my way, I'd appreciate that. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just get those on there. We'll deal with those other little guys in just a second. So I kind of like this in the middle, or on the little boot part. And what I'm going to do is just add this in. And if this guy does not stick, we're gonna let it go, because I really love how this is right now. I like the pink with it, but I really like how that looks with that nice kind of color to it. So I'm just going to add in these little pieces of leaves, just again to give it a little bit more sparkle. So I'm just going to add that in. So I know I want this guy to be right here. And you can follow along with the packaging for how they put it together. If you're kind of like, how do I put this together? Where do I put this in, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to just kind of stick these little sections in. So cute. All right, I think I have time. I think I have time just to do my one other thing. So I might leave this with all these little pieces and not stick on my other tiny flowers. Or I can put in one tiny flower. There we go. Right. So I'm just going to stick this little guy right here. All right. I just love it. It just has that nice little shine. It looks totally like a little tag. Okay. So I want to make this into a tag. So the easiest way to do that is just to grab a hole punch. And you probably have one of these hiding around in your stash. And I have it going through kind of just the top 2 layers. And I am going to put it in right there. All right, guess what? Now we have a tag. So there's my tag. It's ready to go. It's got a thing. All right, thank you. I appreciate that, Everil. I definitely need that. I need to find my tweezers right now. All right, so I wanted to kind of mess around with layers of tags. So I used something called the Terrific Tag Die Set. This die set is fabulous for tags. It has tags of all different sizes. It has 3 different sizes, and it also has fishtail versus straight. And then it has these little tiny tags. So it's got these little guys. And I like to use these guys for sentiments. So I have actually already cut out a tag from that tag set and a little tiny sentiment. So we're going to play around with this guy first. And this is the 3D layered snowflakes embossing folder. And I don't want to emboss this whole thing. I really only want to get it just at the edge of this. So I am going to kind of figure out a way. Here we go. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. So I'm just kind of sticking this in where I want it so I can emboss this. So you can see it's going to emboss just a corner. I just wanted a corner of it embossed. I think I want to push that down just slightly a little bit more. So all I'm doing right now is just figuring out how much of this do I want embossed. I don't want the whole thing. I just want a little bit. So it's going to emboss right there. All right, so I have to bring out my big guy. So I'm going to bring out my big machine. And I'm going to go ahead and emboss this. So I'm moving my little sections, all my little pieces. Hopefully they'll stay. All right. And again, we're making a layered tag. So we have our winter skate. So I've already done the winter skate, and all I'm doing right now is just embossing this little tag that I've cut out from the Terrific Tags die set. Headache from that chink. Oh no, I hope you're doing okay, Nancy. Hopefully these tags will help you out. All right, I just want to point out, look at how delicious that embossing is. It's absolutely gorgeous. It just does an absolutely fabulous job. And this is 110-pound cardstock because I wanted something that was really going to be sturdy. All right, so I'm grabbing my little blue guy here. And I just have, again, some extra little cardstock. I'm just making sure that I'm cleanish. Again, I'm making new colors. I'm going to grab Volcano Lake. And all I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of this. This is so juicy. This is like crazy juicy. All right, and I'm going to go very, very softly just on top of the embossing. I don't want to get onto the background. I just want to highlight those raised edges. I don't want to do too much. And I want to keep this relatively soft. So I don't want to go crazy with this. Again, just those raised edges. And I'm keeping with the lagoon because it's close to my seashore set. So it's going to work with my other tag. All right, so that's the volcano lake on there. So there's my tag. Really, really super pretty. Just really, really gentle. You can even take, in fact, just for you, Tracy, I'm going to grab just a little bit of antique silver embossing powder. And I'm going to grab a little bit of embossing ink. And I have I actually have a small little die just for my embossing ink. And all I'm going to do is just add just a little bit. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of silver to the centers of these. Now, I didn't pre-treat this, so I can't go crazy with it. I didn't pre-treat it, but I am going to just add a little bit of silver powder. So I'm just going to take pinches and I'm just going to kind of roll it on here. And I kind of want it to be a little bit messy, but maybe not where my finger was. All right, so I'm just going to heat emboss this. This is for you, Tracy, so I'm doing a little bit of heat embossing because heaven forbid I have a show that doesn't have heat embossing. So I'm just going to heat emboss this a little bit. And that's just going to give it a little bit of extra sparkle. If you have like a little bit of a sparkle embossing powder, you can use that, but this antique silver is really pretty to use. All right. Again, just a little bit of silver. So now when I take my thread, so let me go ahead and grab that thread. And I'm just going to cut a section off. Scissors. I'm going to do it the same way. So I'm going to take that thread and I'm going to fold it in half. And I hope this was helpful for you guys today to see, just to play around, take a look at your die cuts, mess around, see what you got. And, can you take them and make some different stuff with them? All right, so I have those 3 tags. So I'm layering these tags up. So that's 1. Then I'm going to run this through the boot. That's 2. And then I'm going to run this through my bigger tag, and that's 3. Okay, so now I got all of them. Lay them all out. And with this tiny tag, I usually write or stamp a sentiment on there, but that is my little layer tag. So it's really cute. So it's all coordinated. So let me show you guys what we did today. So we foiled with the Joy, and then I used that stencil. Get the coordinating stencil, it's fabulous. And this is foiled and it is stenciled with using that red and green. Again, it'd be so pretty with pink and blues and silvers. It'd be really, really nice. And then for the winter skate, I took one of the terrific tags. I just ran it through the embossing folder. Here's my little skate. And then I'm going to put a little sentiment on here. This is going to be Merry, Merry or something like that, or I can write it. And I just layered those tags up. And so that becomes a little tag. You can just imagine it on a little, on a present, like how pretty that is, just with the coordinating wrapping paper or stamping. I don't know if you stamp on your wrapping paper or not. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Thank you so much to Angel, who was behind the badge today. And please stay on. She's going to be announcing our winner for the gift tag. And I hope to see you guys later and soon. And I hope you have an absolutely fabulous Thursday. And I hope this, was useful and kind of got your mojo going for tags and making a little bit of something crafty. All right. I hope you have a fabulous day. I will see you later.